Hi, welcome back. I'm Rohini. I'm back with another Idea Banks video. Last two videos, if you watched the ones that I've put on the Facebook, they dealt with idea banks. Let's just quickly revise what exactly is an idea bank. Like I said in my earlier videos, idea bank is a bank. It's full of ideas. You keep depositing ideas, and then whenever you want, you withdraw an idea or two ideas or as many ideas, and you can only withdraw as many ideas as you put in. So keep putting in more ideas. So let's start with today's idea bank. Today's idea bank is about government and policies and all the technical terms that we can associate when we are talking about the government or anything associated with the government. Okay, so let's start with governing bodies. Another term for the government is governing bodies, authorities, all the people who have the authority or the power to make laws, to enforce them, to make sure that things are run smoothly in a country. Okay, basically, these are the people who are governing a country. Lawmakers, just as the name suggests, the people who make the laws, law enforcers, the people who make sure those laws are enforced, that people don't break those laws. So there's somebody to police them, to make sure that these laws are adhered to, they are respected, they are followed. Policymakers. Policymakers are people who make policies. Again, governing bodies, people who are in power, who have the authority, they can make a set of guidelines, they can make rules and regulations, they can make some do's and don'ts about any action which can be maybe if you want to make a house. So there's a policy about how you make a house. There are some guidelines. You have to make a road or you have to make a school. So there are certain policies which govern these actions, which control these actions. So you don't go overboard, you don't break any laws or rules while you're doing these actions. Okay, then we have agencies. What are agencies? Agencies are again bodies which have certain power, certain authorities. So the people who work in an agency are mostly called agents. You have executives. Executives, people who can execute, who have the power to execute certain authority. Execute means to implement certain authority. Okay, then we have the elected representatives. What are the elected representatives? We have elections, we have polls, we have people where they stand for elections and they represent a whole set of people in an area and you go and vote for them. So they are elected by you, so they are called elected representatives. They take forward your problems to the government and they're sort of like a link between the government and the people. So they are the elected representatives. Then you have delegates. Delegates are people who are appointed to do certain thing. They are given some duty. They represent a certain authority or a firm. So they are a delegate. Okay. Nominees, again, similar words. Nominated by somebody. The government has nominated somebody to do a certain work. So he's a nominee of the government. Appointed officers. They're all synonyms. Local representatives. Again, like we said, elected representatives. So we have local representatives, which are people who have been elected or who are representing a small area. So a local area, that is called a local representative. Local bodies are your corporations, your municipal corporations, your all the agencies which take care of certain facilities, certain functions of a local area, like a small area. For example, somebody is there to take care of the road service, the electricity service, the water department. So all these are the local bodies. Then you have the central government. The central government is mostly the head of the country and it is mostly situated in the capital of the country. Like for example, in India, the central government is located in they're situated, they work in Delhi, New Delhi. That is the capital of India, so they work out of New Delhi. So that is the central government. And then you have the state governments. The state governments are localized governments in the various states. Okay, then we have policies. What are policies? Policies are again like we did in the previous slide. They are a certain set of rules and regulations which make sure that an action is completed the way it is supposed to be without breaking any rules and regulations. You have laws, again, similar word, act. Act is also a kind of a law. Red tape. What is red tape? Red tape is mostly a term which is used in a sort of a negative connotation. It is used for all that long procedural work that is, that you have to go through when you have to get some work done through the government departments. So that is called red tape. Jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is, let's say if I say the commissioner has jurisdiction over this particular area, means he is in charge of, he is responsible for that particular area we're talking about. Legislation, again, lawmaking, okay? Rules, regulations, similar synonym words which you can use when we are doing our IELTS writing. So we can use so many words in place of each other. We don't have to keep repeating the same word over and over again. Public responsibility. What is public responsibility? The government obviously has a duty to do a lot of things. They have to take care of how to run the country in a proper manner. They have to make sure that the country's relations with other countries is in a proper order. The facilities provided to the citizens of the country are done in a proper way. So the public also has some kind of responsibilities. Now, what are those responsibilities? The public is supposed to make sure that they follow the rules and regulations. Let's say the traffic rules, you follow the traffic rules, you don't go around fighting people, you don't go pick up a gun and shoot people. So that there's a moral obligation for the public to follow certain rules. So that is the responsibility of the general public. Adherence to laws, like I said, it's a public responsibility to follow the rules and regulations which have been stipulated, which have been put in place by the government. Moral police. What is a moral police? A moral police is something which tells you that you are doing a wrong thing and you should not do it. And this is the right thing and you should do it. So this is a moral policing. That means you are telling yourself that you are not to do this. There's one thing is a police which tells you, okay, this is a law, it's written here, you don't do this, you don't do this, you don't do this, and this is what you do. But a moral police, there's no written laws. So it's just like something that you tell yourself that, okay, I'm not supposed to hurt anybody, I'm not supposed to lie, I'm not supposed to steal anything. So that's a moral police, when it's not written anywhere and you just tell yourself that this is what you're supposed to do. Upholding the law. Again, all these terms are similar in meaning, but they are all different ways of putting across the same word, same idea. So when we are writing an essay, it's very important that we don't repeat words, we don't repeat ideas. So if we have a lot of different ways of expressing one idea, it works wonderfully well for your IELTS essay. All the best. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.